and these are my friends, and we're gonna play a game. But before we do that, announcements probably. We have our regularly scheduled games happening this weekend on GGK. Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have a new episode of Saturday Night's Thunderball. Which is D&D, but also sports. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have a new episode of Slang 101, which is the... Ooh, I just almost said Tales from the Loop, but that's the other one. This is the Monster of the Week game that I run here on the channel. So I don't know. I guess if you want to hear my voice, come back to the channel this weekend. I think that's all our regularly scheduled stuff for the next few days. We may have another one shot or two coming your way next week, but we'll see about that. And then next Thursday, we have a new episode of All Myths Are True, which is the Tales from the Loop game that I run at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So then we'll be back around for a week. Anything you guys want to announce? Anybody just want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey.
We're just super chill today. But yeah, so today, I'm trying to pull up the rules of this game, which I don't know why there aren't that many. Today we're playing The Witch is Dead, which is a one-page RPG written by Grant Howitt.
We love you, Grant Howitt.
Yeah, we do. Me the most. God, I hope you're not watching. Never Meet Your Heroes, kids. But Grant Howitt of Honey Heist fame. We've played Honey Heist on the channel. We've played Crash Pandas. We've played Adventure Skeletons. We've played Sexy Battle Wizards. We played the Space Pirate Funeral one that has a really long name that I can't ever remember. But we've come back around to The Witch is Dead because out of all of them, it's been my favorite so far. And everybody here has played before in some capacity. Oh wait, I think you've all played with me before in some capacity. I love this game. All right, well, if you're unfamiliar with The Witch is Dead out there on the internet, it is, and I quote, an RPG about murder. The premise of the game, which we're playing today, is that these three wonderful friends that we have here are cute little woodland animals who are the familiars of a witch, and they were all living very happily in their hut in the woods until a fucking witch hunter showed up and burned all their shit and killed the witch, and it was really bad, and they're all pretty traumatized. But if they're able to get revenge on the witch hunter and jab out their eyes and bring them back to the witch's body, within a week, they can bring her back to life. Maybe. So that's the premise of this game. It's pretty great. I was going to say any questions before we get started. We haven't done anything yet, so probably not. We are going to roll for characters very quickly. So I have the rules in front of me. I'm going to have everybody roll a d10. And that's going to tell me what animal you are. And if we double up, you can roll something else.
Real stuff. I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. Dylan, you're a crow.
Yeah.
Your stats are as follows. Your clever is 2. Your fierce is 1. Your sly is 2. And your quick is 1. Who else?
I rolled a 2.
A 2. You're a cat. That's a new one. Ryan, your stats in order are clever 0, fierce 1, sly 3, and quick 2.
All right. Dylan
You
rolled
just keep
an.
rolling 8s.
Yeah, did Dylan roll an 8? Dylan rolled an
Yes,
8.
Dylan rolled
Okay, I can't roll anything but an 8. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Okay. You're a fox. Well, we get some big ass animals this time. So you're a fox. Your stats in order are clever 2, fierce 2, and sly 1 and quick
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Chat is saying you're much.
Yeah,
louder
sorry,
than
I
us.
was dealing with that. Should be better now.
Okay.
Can you read those off to me again, if you don't mind?
Yeah, in order, it's. Oh, you're 2, 2, 1, and 1. They should be in order on your sheet.
Okay, there we go.
So a fox, a cat, and a crow. And we're gonna roll one more time, and that is going to tell you the spell that the witch taught you. So again, everybody roll a 1d10 and get a magic spell.
6.
A 6. Dylan, you can make flame.
All bet.
I got another 2.
You can conjure light.
Ooh.
Perfect
Perfect for a cat with dark vision.
Yep.
I rolled an 8. Because I've rolled like 4 8s now.
Why are you getting? Plant growth.
Plant growth. Okay.
You can grow plants. Okay. So those are your spells.
This is the same spell I had last time.
Did you
That's-
ever use it?
I don't think I
Oh.
ever used it.
I can't think of a time that you used it.
Because I think I
Do
was
you want a
that.
different one?
No. I'm good with it. Maybe I'll tie it into my last character.
Let's see. So that's it. That's how you make a character in this game. You guys can name your characters if you want, or you can just be fox, cat, and crow.
I have already named my character.
Okay, we'll put it on your Roll20 name so I remember
Okay.
what you are. So that's it. That's how you make a character. Real quick, just for everyone out there, how to play this game. All you need to play this game is a D10. When you try to do something, I'll tell you to roll and which stat to roll. More like I'll sit here and go, I don't really know what that is, and then we'll make something up, and then you'll add that stat to it, and then I'll tell you if you succeed or not. If I deem a task is dangerous, if you fail, you gain a point of danger. And when you're rolling, if you ever roll equal to or under your current danger, you're in trouble, i.e. captured or injured or dead or something. And using magic, because you're little woodland creatures, is always dangerous. That's really it. I don't know. You're animals. That's how it's gonna go. Now it seems pertinent to say any questions before we start. And you can always lower your danger score by solving your problems or running away from them.
I'm debating on a name. Because if
Okay.
I go with Todd, that's just going to be sad.
Aww.
How about Fox McCloud?
It would have been funny if you got the fire spell. Okay, because then you could have been Firefox.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
The cat should be an easy one to come up with names for, but I don't know.
Well, what kind of cat are you?
All right, my name is Tom.
Okay.
All right.
Dylan, you want to share with the class?
Oh yeah, I'm Cosmo.
Nice.
Okay. Let's get into it. In the early morning hours, you all gather around the bed of your mother, the witch, Constance. Last night, Your peaceful woodland home was infiltrated by a magic-wielding witch hunter, and in her haste to protect you, Constance was killed, and many of her books and things were burned. Constance had been working on something, research you didn't understand, but were happy to help with. You might ask yourselves, was that why she was hunted? You've cleaned up the blood as best you can, and with the help of some of the larger woodland creatures, laid her body on the bed where it will be safe, while you come up with a plan. You know magic is dangerous, even for humans. Constance taught you as much. But you've heard her speak many times about the impossible and good things magic can do. And you've seen her use it to help the animals of the forest and the nearby village folk many times. In her grimoire, you've discovered an old spell tucked away that may be able to bring her back. If you can hunt down the witch hunter who did this, gouge out their eyes, and bring them back to her body in time to cast the spell. And even if you can't, at least the bastard will be dead. Let's see. So from... who views the littlest?
Probably me.
Maybe. Crows are big.
Unless, yeah, I mean, crows are fairly large birds. It depends on the size of Tom, I would say.
Like a big-ass tomcat?
And foxes are actually kind of small. It depends on how big of a cat I am, yeah.
It depends on how big of
Yeah.
a cat you are.
Yeah. I kind of want to. I kind of want to play a tub
Little
cat.
tubby cat?
Little
Yeah.
tub cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, so you're probably...
Probably all about the
on
same
the-
size,
Yeah,
if not different weights, probably. But
that works.
roughly the
Well,
same
then,
size.
since you're a chubby cat, you're probably down on the floor. So Tomcat, from your vantage point down on the floor, you can see as Constance's arm is sort of hanging over one side of the bed, a crumpled scrap of parchment still clutched in her hand.
I'm like struggling. It's like as a cat, do I care? I'm like about anything? Like, no, I must care. Well, meow boys, looks like there's a parchment in that hand over there. It's gonna. Don't worry. It'll change over the next half an hour. I'll get it. It's starting there.
Just, no matter what, make strong, bold choices.
Yeah.
I'll go take a look. And I'll swoop over and from my perch and clutch it with my
Okay.
claws.
You pick it up with your crow feet, and kind of lay it out on the floor. And you can see this piece of parchment. It's crumpled up, and the edges of it and part of the bottom are burned. But most of it is still readable. I'm gonna say probably she taught you how to read because it's funnier that way. But everyone can see. Wait, how do I do this? Fuck, I don't ever use Roll20. Show to everyone. Got it.
Yeah.
A piece of parchment.
Unfurl your wings, snuff out the sun. The works of man will be undone. We summon you, O wicked one. Yeah.
It's a big burned spot at the bottom.
All right, boys. What do you make of this?
Well, I can't really say that I'm sure yet.
Seems
Gonna have-
to be a limerick of some kind.
Gonna have to do a little bit more investigating.
Is this her handwriting?
I mean, it's obviously about me, see? I'm the only one here with wings.
It is not familiar handwriting.
Maybe it was the one that, killed her. The witch
Murdered
hunter.
our mother?
Yeah, that one.
What do you make of this burn mark? I don't remember leaving out a fire.
Maybe it was part of the spell.
Or maybe they're trying to hide something, see?
Like some sort of postscriptum? Or
Something.
maybe not at the end. It's like psych.
Yeah. We summon you, O wicked one.
One cap.
Psych.
It's like, oh no, you definitely want that last part if you're gonna do this.
Please say psych.
Please say psych right now.
Well, I think there's only one person that might know.
Who would that be?
Oh, yeah?
I thought it was obvious. It was the witch hunter.
Of course.
Right. I suppose that makes sense. Let's track him down, boys.
That seemed to be the most reasonable course of action.
This voice
Tommy,
is
are you
getting
feeling
harder and
okay?
harder to understand.
I know.
Are you feeling okay, Tom?
Why don't you drink some water or something?
I'm eating a lot of taffy at the moment.
Ah, I know Taffy's your favorite.
It is. I have a problem.
Well, just be careful, because last time you ate it, you got it stuck in your fur, and then Mom had to shave you. That was hilarious for the rest of us.
Hasn't grown back quite right since.
All right. Well, maybe we shouldn't bring up past traumas. Let's look to the future. Let's go find this witch hunter.
Yes, only future traumas. Let's go.
Only future traumas.
That's my favorite TV show.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The three of you head out towards future trauma. There's only
It's been canceled.
one. Oh, yeah. They said Netflix was gonna pick it up, but there's only one sort of bit of civilization nearby as you live out in this hut in the woods, as witches are wont to do in fantasy games. There is a small town nearby by the name of Ivydale that you've never been to, but you know about. You know that Constance has been there before on occasion, and many of the people of Ivydale will come to her for help with, things you need magic for.
Let's go.
Wish we didn't have to walk so far.
Is that how you walk, Fox?
Yes. Fox walks on two legs.
Robin
he walks
Hood.
like a human.
Wait, was it Robin Hood that had all the foxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The animated one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all head out towards this village. Let's do this. And on approach, it is sort of the early morning hours. The sun just cresting the horizon, shining through the trees, as the three of you, woodland creatures, make your way towards the town. Already, sort of this early in the morning, there are a few humans out and about, and you can see sort of in the center of this small village, there are kind of huts to both sides. People are starting to open the shutters of their windows and come outside, there are a few people making their way towards the center of town, where you can see that the humans are building something.
Now, what are they up to?
Beats me. They're always so industrious.
I could always go and take a closer look, see?
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Alright, then I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go land on top of whatever they're building. And just do my
Okay.
best bird impression.
Okay, well, you don't have to do an impression because you are a bird.
Call!
It's
Oh.
it's one of those where it's like I know that I have to act natural, so I'm acting a little bit too natural,
So it's awkward.
so it's awkward.
I love it.
Caw! I am bird. I mean caw.
Okay, I don't think you have to roll anything yet, but you sort of flutter over and land on one of these, a tall piece of wood that looks like it was sort of like carved out of a tree branch. You kind of land on it. And you've seen, I mean, you live with a witch, you've seen an altar before. So it looks like they're sort of building or like setting up out of like scavenged things this like altar in the center of town, and they're sort of building it up very tall toward the sky. I mean, it's a very good perch for a bird also. And you see like a couple people kind of milling around, and a woman kind of bringing some flowers and like laying them down, and then she looks up and starts like shooing you away.
And I fly off back to my friends.
Okay.
Well, it appears to be some kind of altar.
An altar. Can I think of any human events or holidays that might be coming up that might require an altar?
Sure. Let's roll. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the stats and seeing what they're for, and I've already reached. I don't know what to make you guys roll. Go ahead and roll for clever. This is fun.
Can
This is a
do.
simple task.
It's a 7.
That's plenty. So yeah, you think back to the large wheel that that Constance sort of keeps on the wall of her hut to track the days and the holidays, phases of the moon and such. And you know that a harvest festival is coming up very soon, in which the humans go out and they work together to pick all of their food.
All right. Seems normal from what I know. So, we need to find a way to track down this witch hunter then.
Yeah. Do we know anything about him?
Did we I'm assuming we brought the note with us.
Yeah.
Yes, you all have tiny animal-sized satchels you can keep things in.
I had it like tied to my leg like a carrier pigeon.
Is there some sort of a watermark or anything on the parchment? We could track it down.
Not that I see.
Unless
Perhaps
it's the
on the back.
or the part that was burned off. Let's flip it over and see if there was anything on the other side that we missed.
Yeah.
My goodness, there's an address right here.
And a full name. And a social security number? Wow.
There is nothing on the back.
Shame.
Maybe there's some invisible ink and we have to put some lemon juice or urine or something on it. I have some if we need it.
You know, let's not. I think we save that as a last resort.
All right, well, I'll try to hold on to this as long as I can, but no promises.
So maybe we go into the town, start looking around, see if anyone talking about witch hunter coming through.
Yeah, gather some information.
You know what I think those humans do? They do, like witch hunters. They're looking for, what was it? Witches, supposedly, right? Well, maybe there's some place where they found our witch.
Yeah, like some sort of.
A board where people who want things try to find them.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I remember Mom mentioned something about a message board kept by someone named Craig down at the edge of town. A list that he kept, putting up notices.
Well, I think Craig might be the first guy we should talk to, see?
Go check out what Craig has on his list.
Everyone always asks me why I don't plan very much for the games I run. It's because I don't have to. You head into town to search for Craig.
And Craig's
and his
list.
list. Yeah, we understand that the joke was Craig's list. Thank you.
I'd wait, joke? Huh? I don't get it.
What?
What? You headed to town to search for Craig's list. Let's see. Somebody for me roll clever to
Got
understand or interact with humans.
On the eyes in the
Who's
sky.
the cleverest?
Oh, I have 2 to clever.
I am not clever.
I also do, but I'll let Cosmo take the lead.
12.
Wow, shit, dude.
Like I said, I'm the eyes in the sky.
Cosmo puts on his infrared goggles and
Like it's Splinter Cell. I like pop them
Yeah.
down and you hear the ting.
yeah, you start like information about everyone in the town that you scan starts popping up. No, it's just that 10 is supposed to be a near impossible task. So that's a 12. Yes, you'd find the stuff you need. So you sort of fly up and over, and you see on one end of the road a large board, just as Tom has described, and you see a
That's how I was adopted. Backstory.
I love it. And you see a human man with sort of long gray hair nailing something up onto the board. He kind of steps back and looks at it and is like adjusting things, like moving them around, making sure everything's organized. It looks like maybe it's his list.
Gotcha. This way, boys. And then I'm gonna fly down and land where I can see the board / list.
I make my way halfway there, but then just lie down in a sunspot.
Okay.
I grab Tom by the scruff and just start dragging them through the rest of the way.
Roll a strength check, my friend. No.
Okay.
I just allow the drag to happen and enjoy
I'm winded
this,
by the time I get there.
this scratching it.
It's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice. So the 2 cat-like folk one of you dragging the other towards the board. Cosmo, you sort of flap your crow wings and land down on, I think, like the low roof of the building across the street from the board, and you can hear as you land sort of clanking around. Somebody's like opened the door and is going inside. This is a particularly large human building in which noise is being made, but you can watch the man sort of adjusting the papers on the board. He sort of puts his hammer in his belt and surveys his work for a moment, and then begins to walk away.
Okay. Now that he's left, I'll go land down by the board and see if I can find any useful information.
Okay. You can land on top of the board. Can you read
Okay.
upside down? How smart are you?
I was gonna say, I mean, could I land on the ground in front of it?
Yeah, you can. I was trying to decide how tall it was, but you're all very small, and it would just be a really boring game if I was just like, everything's too tall for you. Sorry,
Sorry, can't play.
you lose. Game over. Bye,
Should've-
everyone. Thanks for
Should have rolled a
watching.
different animal.
Sucks to suck.
Everything being too
yeah.
tall for us is too real for Savannah to make that a real game.
That's why I do it to everyone else, so you'll all feel my pain. But we're only doing future trauma in this game.
I do actually distinctly remember last time we played this that I wasn't able to go upstairs.
Hmm.
Like, it's just too much for you, Ryan. I'm like, oh,
I'm pretty sure it was because you rolled bad and not because I'm mean, but who knows?
I was a spider.
At this point, it could have just been me being mean.
I think it was both.
Probably. So you, Cosmo, sort of land on the ground, flutter down in front. Oh, you know, crows don't really flutter, but you kind of
Flup.
land on the ground. Yeah, you flomp on the ground, kicking up a little bit of dirt, and you start looking up at the postings. And I said that you could read, so you can read. You sort of looking over the notices. There is one for somebody wanting to hire a cart. There's, a few sort of inane human things like that. And then in the center, there's one sort of
Misconnection.
big, yeah, there's you sitting at the bar in the tavern. Me. There's one big poster in the center with a big drawing of a large moon that's been like stained orange and red with some kind of dye, and it's a notice about the Harvest Festival that will take place tomorrow night.
Nothing about. Never mind, I answered my own question. All right, boys. I feel a stakeout coming on.
Ooh,
Harvest.
delicious.
Harvest Festival seems pretty important to the people in this town.
Right. Maybe the witch hunter had an invitation sticking around for such a important festival.
Yeah. How would you boys feel about laying low and then coming out for the Harvest Festival and seeing what we can find?
I have a question. Do you see any listings on that sign up there for any sort of competition? Like, I don't know, something we can use as cover to mingle and be a part of the festival.
At the bottom of the poster, it says, "Pets welcome."
Right, never
Perfect.
mind. I was thinking that I could use my plant growing power to enter a pumpkin in the, largest pumpkin festival or the competition or something like that, but that works too.
There's also probably an axe throwing competition. There's always an axe throwing competition.
I have no thumbs. I can't throw an axe.
I can drop an axe from really high up. where no one would expect it.
That's good to remember for when we need to kill the witch hunter. That's
That's it.
foreshadowing.
And with that foreshadowing out of the way,
All right, so tomorrow we stake out this festival and see what the hubbub is about.
oh yeah,
You dig it?
you dig.
Do can we? I don't think it's gonna be here, but just to be sure, matching the handwriting of the note, does it match anything that's on the board?
Hmm.
Let's go ahead and just keep the clever rolls coming.
Okay. Well, silly Billy to ask that question, so I got a 2.
Not from what you can tell. You only saw the note very
I was just
briefly.
like,
She gave up looking halfway through.
it's very warm out here.
Okay, so as the three of you are sort of crowded around this board, from behind you, you hear sort of clomping footsteps as a human woman comes walking out of the large building, Cosmo, that you were perched on before, in these like large brown boots with some sort of instrument strung over her shoulder, and she's like, "Hey!" and starts running towards you and like shooing you all away.
Away! Scatter!
I don't know. Do foxes do that? Do they hiss? I don't know. Do foxes hiss? Do they yip?
I think they yip.
Yip. They run away.
Get on out of here.
I'm going.
Go on.
It's too much like our cats. It's just like kicking them, and they're just like, yeah, whatever.
No, we don't kick our cats.
Yeah, I
Have you
do.
not
Well-
Sean kicks his
like that?
cats.
Nudging them with our feet forcefully.
No. So she starts to shoo you away, and then sort of makes her way back up onto the porch of this building, where she sort of sits in a chair and pulls out this stringed instrument and begins to play.
I want that instrument, but I don't know why, other than the fact that it was narrated.
Why are you squinting at me? It's just atmosphere.
Well, you boys want to grab some grub and kill some time before the festival tomorrow?
Disgusting, but I'll have some.
Great, let's head to the markets.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you all sort of head down the road back towards the center of town. And on the other side, you can see at this point the sun starting to come up. A few humans are outside sort of setting up little carts or tables, little tents, and putting out wares on the table. It's mostly vegetables.
Ugh.
Gross.
And then one cart rolls up, and it's the fisherman.
All right. Then.
Whew, Dolly.
With just sort of drying fish kind of hanging as he sets up, kind of hanging across a line and laid out on the table, and you know.
Yeah, I'm famous.
What are you boys feeling?
Hungry.
Let's say we take a 5-finger discount. 4-fingered. How many fingers do I have?
I have
None, you're a
none.
fox.
I have toes.
a 5-toed, 4-toed, some odd amount of toad discount.
No, none of you rolled for a toad, so
What about a frog?
Let's take some fish.
What kind of we got like tuna, salmon, squid. What are we looking
Perch.
at?
yeah, there's this big ass tuna living in the creek near this
Yeah.
town.
Bass,
Yeah,
tiger
I don't
trout,
know. I don't
Carp.
know about fish.
Minnows,
Anchovies. It's all anchovies.
It's all anchovies.
crawdaddies.
Anchovies.
Shrimp?
There's a no, none of those. There's
Dolphin?
a no. That's kind of sad.
Okay, but what about the fish dolphin? Not the
Mahi
mammal
mahi.
dolphin.
The dolphin of the water.
No, there is. There's. It's like a DAULFILPHIN or something.
You guys done?
Oysters. Okay.
They were just naming fish.
Crab.
Tell you what, there's a spread of a couple
Beluga
of
whale.
larger fish and yep, a whole ass whale,
A
just like in
whole-ass
Dishonored, just
whale.
pulled up on the beach. It's no, there's a spread of fish. There's some clams and mussels and a few like bigger fish. The fishman is filleting, and then there's some small bass sort of hanging out to dry. I don't know about fish.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
I know the fish you can catch in Animal Crossing.
Oh,
There's
okay.
several perch.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for a fish that I can fairly easily carry, since I'm trying to get in and out quick.
Okay.
All right, one of you boys cause a distraction for me, and I'll grab us some dinner.
All right, well, I'll see what I can do.
I'm going to try to use my magic. Now
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use my magic, and I'm gonna try to make one of them big old fish there. Or I'm gonna try to conjure a light inside of it so it glows at its eyeballs.
Okay.
Maybe he'll think there's some sort of magical trinket inside, or that is possessed by the spirit of his dead mother, Priscilla.
Sure. Roll for sly.
Ooh, actually
good at that one.
fairly sly.
Yeah, so magic is always dangerous. So if you fail, you will take a point of danger, but you super don't.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, you all see what does it look like when Tom the cat casts the one spell that he knows?
It looks differently. I think sometimes when I conjure light, sometimes it's just like making a candle turn on, sort of thing like that. If there's a sort of a thing in the room that you can just use like a torch or a light, that sort of thing. But in this case, this is because it's such a good roll, like it's going to be just a ball of kind of just white light within this creature that's going to shine out of the gills and the eyes and a little bit of a mouth, And I don't know if the fish has nose. I imagine not, but if it does, out there too,
Do you have to say like magic words to cast your spell, or just like?
It's definitely there's a verbal component. It's mostly a bunch of hacking and coughing though.
Okay. So Tom, for a moment, it sounds like he's gonna cough up a hairball, but then there is this sort of bright light that flashes in the center of what looks like sort of the prize catch of the day that's gonna laid out across in its eyes and out its mouth and its gills. It starts to glow as if heaven itself has possessed this fish. And the fisherman, wildly confused, is not sure what to do, but looks at the fish for a moment and then starts yelling, "A miracle! It's a miracle!" and starts running off into town to tell
Oh,
everyone of the
Great.
magical fish.
Oh, awesome. Then I'm not gonna worry about being quick about it. Then I'm gonna get a decent sized fish so I know I can haul, and bring it back to my friends.
Yeah, you take a big mouth bass.
Oh yeah.
That's like food
mean,
for the three of you for all day.
I mean, if he left the fish there, I might just take the fish that glowed, so he thinks it like came to life and went to heaven or something like that.
It walked away.
Yeah.
You could
Well,
try to take the big one. It's gonna be.
oh, is it real
heavy.
big?
It's pretty big.
Okay. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'll try it.
Okay. Drag, push, carry. You can roll whoever wants to. Fierce.
I'll try. It's my neck. Rolled an 8.
That's enough. Yeah. So you sort of as Cosmo is sort of swooping down and scooping up Bass, you with a just burst of energy. I think that I don't know if the magic has given it to you or if you're just really hungry. You sort of you all see Tom sort of hop up on top of the cart very gracefully and start to pull this large fish down and away.
With a grace that belies my rotundity.
Okay, you have 2 fish now.
Yeah. Let's
One
take
more,
these
and we
to
can
a,
open a store.
let's take these to a
Anything else?
dark corner and feast.
Feast. Fox, is there anything you want to do?
No, I think they have it covered. I feel like I would just overburden the scene at this point.
Okay, you take the fish and you retreat to a dark corner on the edge of town to eat your fish. So you see the 2 of your Fox. You see the 2 of your friends taking these fish and heading off. And as you sort of go to pad past the cart, you see kind of stuck under one of the wheels, as if the cart has sort of rolled over it. There's just this piece of parchment, like stuck out, like somebody dropped it and then the cart rolled over it. And now it's stuck there.
Well, don't mind if I do.
You take it.
Yoink.
Okay, we take it and head off to have lunch or breakfast, I guess. I said it was morning. With this peace piper that I'm gonna show to you. Oh, you done changed your name on Roll20.
Oh, sorry.
You should be able to see a handout.
Mm-hmm.
You can read it to the class if you feel so inclined.
Yeah, as we're all sitting around eating our fish, so I found this creepy note underneath the fisherman's cot. It says, "You scream about her in your sleep, and when you wake, do not but weep, in terror, haunted by her eyes of green." I don't know what it means.
I think that means we should be on the lookout for somebody with green eyes. They don't sound too friendly.
Can we see the handout as well?
Yeah.
Just because I will never grok.
Okay. So you enjoy your lunch, your breakfast, your fish, over discussions of the creepy notes that you found. And as you do so, after a while, the town starts to bustle with preparations for the Harvest Festival. You see a lot of people sort of coming back and forth, mainly going to this big thing that they're building up in the center of town. A lot of the people, after they have worked for a while, go into the big building across from the sign from before. You guys see it now?
See.
Yep.
I fix the big building where the music is playing out of. You can hear sort of clanging around and lots of people sort of going in there. Humans coming out with food and things like that, and the market starts bustling. What would you like to do? Any more investigating, or are you gonna wait them out?
I say we wait him out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we have any more leads, so we'll stake out the joint. Each take up watch in a different area of the town, see if we see any witch hunter looking individuals.
Where do humans hang out when they're done with their work or anything? Do they go to parties or celebrate some way? What do they do? If you were successful with hunting something, where would you go afterwards?
I'd treat myself to a nice dinner.
Well, maybe I can check and see if there's any nice restaurants in town.
Sure.
I'll follow my nose.
Follow your nose.
Now you're a toucan.
No, I think you can. I don't think I'd roll over this. Yeah, you sniff around, Tom, for a little bit, and your nose, once you get far enough away from the fish cart, leads you again to this large building. Lots of sound coming out of it. You hear music coming from inside, and you can kind of creep up and look through the open door. And there are lots of humans sitting around inside, eating and drinking. And sort of in one corner, you see that mean lady with the instrument who yelled at you before, playing. Yeah, lots going on.
I'll just kind of go inside.
Okay, you just walk inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a cat.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. Okay.
Man.
You walk into the building, and kind of make your way. Where are you going? There's a bar. There's tables with people sitting at it with food. Lady playing music.
So, I think I'm gonna go do a saunter around, seeing if anyone has anything bigger than just a knife on them. But otherwise, if I don't see anything like that, I'm just gonna actually listen to the musician lady for a little bit.
Okay. I think you notice over on one side, kind of sitting at the bar by herself, there is a woman who is dressed a bit differently than all the other humans. The other ones are, standard human garb, like they've been working most of the morning. She is sort of wearing a cloak and has a bag with her, and she has set her bag down on the floor next to her stool, and kind of sticking out of one side there is the hilt of a knife.
Okay. What color is your cloak?
It is like a dark navy blue.
Okay, it's dark. I'm just gonna rub up against her.
Okay. You go over and kind of rub up against her leg, and getting some nice cat hair all over that dark blue cloak. That she looks down, and kind of smiles and reaches down, like puts her hand out, like for you to smell, like she's gonna pet you.
Okay. I'm gonna look at it for a little bit, then act disinterested.
She goes, fine.
And then I'll go venture a little bit closer,
Yeah,
Kind
she
of
pats your head.
like flirtily.
You scratch your ears.
I will purr.
Okay. You made a friend. Good job.
Left with the impossible dilemma as a cat. Do I bite or purr? Bite or
Yeah.
purr?
And while I'm being petted, I will listen to the songs.
Okay. Yeah, she right now is mostly just playing from the corner, just kind of strumming on
Okay.
on a stringed instrument.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because curious, these little rhymes we have. I wonder if they're songs. Also, is it intentional on these two notes that there are different types of handwriting?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good to know. Okay.
Indeed.
Cool. I assumed, but wanted to make sure.
Sure. All right. The other two of you, while Tom is sort of wandering around the tavern, searching for clues. What you do?
I'm sitting above the door, like on the roof, just sort of keeping lookout, making sure nobody sketchy comes in, or staying nearby, so that if I hear a cat screeching, that I can run in and help.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll for clever. For watching out.
That's a big fat 3.
You're so bored.
Yeah. Yeah, figures.
Don't say anything interesting. Humans do weird stuff. You're not really sure what most of them are doing. But you listen for the screeches of a cat that's in danger. You don't hear any. Fox?
I want to kind of sniff out in the vicinity and not move too far, but we'll just wander around and see if there's any other animals like us to talk to that maybe might have seen something that we can sort of communicate with and interrogate.
Okay. Let's see. That's humans. Yeah, I think you can see after a moment, excuse me, kind of sniffing around. I think you hear a little bit of jingling and footsteps, like very quickly walking your way as rounding the corner, and you smell him. I think before he gets there, you smell just wet dog. And rounding the corner, you see this big sort of mutt. It's shaggy gray hair, collar around his neck with a little tag on the front, kind of come around, and he sort of looks towards you, a little confused.
Just kind of stare for a bit, make sure we're cool. Are we okay? We cool, bro?
What do you want?
I'm looking for someone. Someone
Okay.
two-legged.
Well, we got a lot of them around here.
Yeah, I see that. I look at the tag to see if I can catch a name.
Roscoe.
Roscoe, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Fox McCloud. So nice to meet you. I'll be out of your hair soon enough. We're looking for a witch hunter. Might be passing through here.
I might know a thing or two.
All right then. You think we do a bit of a exchange of information?
That depends. What you got?
Afraid we've done a lot of traveling today. Not much that a industrious person such as yourself might need. Have some fish bones. Probably not appealing to you.
Too small.
Well, what can I offer to help my sweeten the pot? My associates and I solve some problems if need be.
I tell you what. That human in that big building, the one that's in charge of all the food, stingy as all get out. But I don't know, you get in, bring me a leftover ham bone, something of the sort. We can talk about your witch hunter.
Right. Okay then. I think we can work out a deal. I was quite the thief in a prior life.
I don't need to know, nor do I care.
Well, all right then. You just hang around here. I'll be back with that bone lickety split. I'd like to. I don't know if I need to. Where's Cosmo?
Sitting up on the roof.
Sitting up on the roof, just above you.
Throw a pebble at him.
Oh god, you didn't see it coming at all.
I almost fall off the roof, but I'm able to flap enough where I can balance. Hey, what the hell was that?
I've got a lead.
Yeah, and?
I need your help.
Oh, so you throw a rock at me?
Well, you were kind of zoning out up there. I waved at you for a while, and you were just kind of staring at the sun.
Fair enough. And I'll fly down and see what he wants.
Okay.
There's a dog who knows about the witch hunter. Wants some scraps.
He's still sitting right there because you told him to stay.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I thought you had gone off farther.
Also, there's a big ass dog like right there.
Okay, so if the dog stayed, then I don't. I stay up on the roof.
This is Roscoe.
And what does Roscoe want?
He wants a bone.
Okay? Why can't he just go get one far away from here?
Apparently, there's something special about this building here. And the owner of the establishment is stingy with their leavings, so...
So you want me to help a dog?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't keen on the idea either, but knows about the witch hunter.
All right. All right.
I was thinking you maybe fly into the building, cause a bit of a ruckus. I'll slink on past and grab me a treat out of the back.
Easy. Let's do this.
Okay. Plan set in motion. Before this happens, Tom, is there anything else you want to get up to inside? You listen to the music play for a while. You sit with your new friend with the knife. Anything else?
No, I think I just fall asleep.
Okay. So you fall asleep as Cosmo, you go barreling into a tavern. Great. If you roll... Ah, jeez. I guess clever to just make a big scene. Unless you're actually trying to, like, bite some people.
No, I'll stick with clever.
Okay.
Roll a 5.
Okay. Not great.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to distract. I'm not trying to actually like hurt anybody.
Okay.
I'm going for like, I don't know. Is this the kitchen area that I'm trying to get into?
If you want.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm trying to mess with,
If you want to try to
the
get all the
food.
way back to the...
Yeah.
Okay. Want some happier music. What's happening? Not much. Yeah, so you go flying into the tavern, and Tom, you're jolted awake as you hear this cawing and flapping and this ruckus from the ceiling. You see Cosmo above you, sort of flying around in circles, and then trying to get to the back. But Cosmo, you are sort of disoriented as Tom from next to you, your new friend, with the knife and the cat hair covered cloak, sort of jumps up from the bar, and Cosmo, several people are sort of swatting at you and trying to, with all their might, get you a big crow out of their tavern. I'm gonna have you mark 1 point of danger. Because you are in danger. The rest of you.
I want to use this distraction and try to slink my way between the feet of the staff and the patrons, and try to make my way into the back to get a bone.
Roll for sly or sneaky.
Okay, that's an 8 again.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. You, as all of this sort of commotion is happening, Cosmo is in danger of being hit and chased out. You use the opportunity to sneak sort of past everyone and into the back, where you find a kitchen of sorts. There's a fire going in the stove, and a cook who's sort of bustling around but has not noticed your presence. And looking around, you don't immediately just see any bones lying around. But there is, like, further back in the kitchen, there's a doorway that goes around. If you kind of sneak back that way, you're met with sort of a grisly sight. A room where clearly some butchering has happened. And there are some blood stains around, some sort of hunks of meat hanging from hooks, and on a table, a couple of large bones.
All right, I ignore the carnage and try to snag one of the bones off the table, throw it over my
Okay.
shoulder, and go running out.
Well, it's pretty big. Let's see. Roll for fierce.
Okay.
See how good you do.
10.
Super good. Yeah, you sort of pull off the largest bone off of the table and start kind of dragging it, throwing it over onto your back, kind of dragging it out and back out of the kitchen where there's a lot of squawking and things happening in the other room. Tom, do you do anything?
I kind of and like jump up and run around, and in the commotion, I'm gonna try to steal the dagger.
Okay.
We probably need it.
Roll for sly.
Okay. That is 13.
Jesus. Okay. So you you in all the commotion sort of hiss and then sort of rifle through the bag on the floor very quickly and pull out a dagger which seems to have sort of a rolled up piece of parchment attached to the side, and you take it away. You rolled the best anyone could possibly roll in this game. So you just can take it and what do you run out the door?
Yeah.
With knife and parchment in hand, Cosmo, from the ceiling where you're sort of flapping around trying not to get pelted with random objects, you see very quickly your friend Tom the cat dragging a large knife out of the tavern, and then not far behind, sneaking back through, you see Fox McCloud the fox dragging a very large bone, and they both sort of run out the front door.
Well, then I will make my daring escape.
Okay. Let's have you roll for quick to get out of this danger.
Hey,
Boy, somebody's got to roll bad sometime for something important. You, sort of flapping around, kind of make your way through and kind of swoop out the front door toward the sky. You've solved your problem in escaping. So the three of you with your treasures and with your lives make your way out of the human tavern and sort of run off down the street and around the corner into sort of an alley where you see a dog waiting very patiently for you. Fox McCloud, you know this dog.
Roscoe, my man, I got you a souvenir here. Oh, Tom, this is Roscoe. Roscoe, Tom.
Now
It's
you
pleasure.
didn't say there was a cat.
I didn't
Oh,
think that
don't
was...
tell me you're like one of those. Oh, that's a thing in the past, my friend.
We can do business.
Perfect. Well, tell me what you know, and this is all yours.
Well, I mean, I'm not much for the affairs of humans, I don't know, but the last couple of nights there's been some weirdo wandering around town, wandering around the streets, wearing one of those hoods and such. The other humans don't really seem to like him. Try to chase him out of town a couple of times, but he always comes back, so I expect he'll be back tonight as well, knocking on doors and asking questions the humans won't like.
All right. Any idea where they might be holding up?
Not a clue.
Any follow-up questions?
Nope.
Can we show him parchment and see if he's seen anything like it?
Yeah, we can give it a try.
Oh yeah, I was nodding like yeah.
Yeah, you show him
let's
one of the
do that,
parchments.
Yeah.
He sort of looks over it. Well, I'm not very good with the human writing, but I don't know. You might want to check out Minerva. She plays the music. She writes a lot of words.
The one in there.
Mm. She don't
Nice.
much like cats though.
I've noticed.
Well, all right then. Thank you so much for your help. Oh man, and I toss him the bone.
Chomp. He takes the bone. Yeah, sort of nods and pads away.
I feel like I need to take a bath now.
I've been telling you that for years.
Uncalled for.
Oh, by the way, I I just remembered. There's a big dagger that I'm carrying.
It's just a big ass knife.
There's a note on it. Would you like to read it?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. I don't know why that's funny. It's not funny. I was like, slide it off with your pecker.
And with that, we've hit the end of our game.
Thanks for like everybody. You unfurl the parchment sort of stuck to the side of the knife.
With my talons, I might add.
Okay. Dealer's choice.
The tendrils sink into your mind. In Nightmare's landscape, you will find nothing but the demoness unseen, huh? Unseen, see?
Well, that rhymes with green.
And
Congratulations!
I think that means they go together. In order. I mean, the handouts are numbered, but...
Handouts are numbered for my purposes.
yeah.
Oh wow, this says page 1 and this one says page 2.
But it's also the rhyme scheme that helped.
It does help.
these don't look like they were written by the same person, though.
No, maybe it was some sort of improv exercise.
Oh, they're taking poetry classes together.
Yeah.
Did the dog say that he was a white guy? Because then it's definitely improv.
And where did you get this parchment? It was on the knife that you took from the...
From the bag.
belonging to...
A bag.
Okay. All right. Well,
There's nothing I've ever seen that isn't mine by right.
I know that about you by now. All right. Well, do we investigate this Minerva, or do we just wait until the festival begins, hoping this witch hunter shows back up?
Well, it can't hurt to try. Except for me. She doesn't like cats, I see.
Maybe let's go sneak into her residence while she's playing in the bar here.
A good old B&E. I like it.
Does anyone remember where she lived?
Nope.
Wasn't it across from Craig's house?
The
Oh,
tavern is
yeah.
across from Craigslist.
Oh, okay. I was misunderstanding where we were then. Maybe we follow her back to her home.
And then B&E.
And then B&E.
Bacon and eggs? Oh, I'm all about it.
Yeah, you just stay in the back.
All right. You stake out the bard for a while and get ready
Mhm.
for a B&E?
Yeah.
All right, you do so. After a while, sort of playing, after lunch, the person you know as Minerva takes a break and heads out, sort of out of the tavern toward one of the homes nearby in the village. She goes in for a bit. Do you do anything while she's in there?
You want to try now?
Might as well.
All right. See if there's an open window or something.
Okay, yeah, you look around, and most of the windows are open right now, sort of the shutters kind of flung out. You go in one of them.
Absolutely.
Okay, are you trying to sneak?
Oh yeah.
Let's roll for sly. Sneaky music.
10.
That's you do a great sneak.
I am the knight.
This will be fun. I don't know if it fits aesthetically, but it's funny. You fly up Cosmo and sort of watch and wait for a moment, and then swoop down onto the windowsill and hop down into the house, doing some good old-fashioned sneaking. What would you like to do while you're in here?
I would like to find out what room she has gone into.
Okay, yeah, I think when you swooped down, you.
Oh, but
saw
also out the
her-
window, I'm like, coast is clear.
Start scaling
And
up
then-
to the...
Yeah.
Okay,
And then I'll
Um,
search for her.
I think if you're a fox and a cat, I'm pretty sure you both can just like hop up onto the windowsill and go in. Cosmo, you saw her sort of go off into. There's only like 2 other rooms in this house, it's pretty small. Into sort of one of the rooms across from you, and shut a door briefly. So you're kind of out here in her main living space, and then there's one other room. There's not a door to that one; it's just sort of an open doorway.
Do we want to search for any information, or do we just want to go straight to the source?
Maybe we skulk around for some information first. Find out that she's not in cahoots with this witch hunter. Someone who doesn't like
Alright.
cats, I'm sure, is the most evil kind of person.
Most likely.
I'd say it's 50-50.
I'll go check out this other room.
Hey, you head into the other room. It is a little kitchen of sorts.
Ooh. Tom, you might want to come in here.
Why?
There might be a little treat for you.
What kind of treat?
Depends on how hungry you are.
Well, yo soy mucho hambre. so I get I wander over there a little bit.
Okay, you're gonna wander, peek your head in to this small kitchen. There is not a lot going on currently. Over on the sort of fire pit, the embers are still warm, as if she has just sort of made herself some lunch, maybe. But there's a few things hanging around, some like dried meats and things like that.
Are there like, is there like a counter or something that I could, or a table I could hop up onto?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hop up onto that.
Okay.
Is there anything on?
Yeah, you hop up onto the table. There's sort of the last vestiges of a lunch that was eaten here. There's also sort of some stuff kind of strewn around the table. There's some papers. There's a couple of books and things kind of stacked up on one side.
Okay, I knock a few off.
Okay, you just paw at one of the books, kind of nudge it, and you guys watch as eventually, slowly, and at peak pettiness, Tom just knocks shit off the table. And some of the and some of the papers sort of flutter down to the floor.
You're gonna get us caught.
I am while they're doing this, I'm
Don't
like
disrespect my religion.
I'm going around like because we're on the first floor of this building.
There's only one. But
Okay,
yes.
only one floor. I'm like knocking on floorboards and stuff to see if there's any loose floorboards or secret hatches or anything like that.
Roll for something.
Clever.
Finding stuff. Sure.
Wow. It's a 3.
You
Get a splinter.
No, you sort
And some
of
effective.
knock around some of the floorboards and you find one that is kind of loose, where it looks like around one edge the wood is sort of starting to rot, so it's very soft. And you kind of nudge it up with your nose. And you are startled as underneath the floorboard there is a sort of squeaking and then a flash of claws as a rat sort of scratches you across your nose. And have you mark a point of danger, and it hurts. Really bad.
Oh, fuck you.
Hey, get out of here, man!
Who are you?
Who are you? This is my house.
I thought this house belonged to someone named Minerva.
Hey, fuck off.
You're on my last Minerva.
You fuck off. I want to try to grab this rat.
Okay. Roll for fierce.
This time I'm bigger than the thing I'm yelling at, so
You are.
My
You always
God.
end up yelling at a thing.
7.
No, I'm gonna say no. I think this is harder than your basic task. So you go to grab for the rat, and it sort of skitters to one side and is now kind of under some of the other floorboards, squeaking at you.
Son of a bitch. Did you find anything up there?
Was I supposed to be looking for something?
All right, never mind.
I'm gonna look at the papers that he knocked on, see if I see he knocked over, see if I can
Okay.
see if I can make anything of them.
You look through them. They're mostly like half-written songs and some notes that are scratched out. You see, I don't know that Cosmo reads music, but some basic music, some bars kind of scrawled out. You look through very quickly, but you do find one that sort of sticks out to you, mostly based on the rhyme scheme.
Oh, really?
A little piece of parchment. that looks a little similar to some other things you have in your animal pockets.
Oh. Add to inventory. Yes, please. I think we found something, McLeod. You boys want to take a look at this?
Hand it over.
I think you guys can all see the handout.
Blackening the summer skies with burning wings and emerald eyes, her hair alive with auburn flame, our queen.
Hmm. Hmm. So she knows about this too. Maybe we should speak to this Minerva.
Hey, you rat. You live here, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Do people come to visit often here?
And why should I tell you anything, wise guy?
Basic rules of politeness.
Well, you're a cat, and your fox friend just tried to snatch me up in his teeth, so I don't think so. Yeah, fuck off.
Is there anything up on these shelves that I think might interest a rat?
Any cheese, perhaps?
Yeah, there's like a little triangle cheese slice up there, cut out of a cheese wheel.
I'll just kind of pat it over to the edge, but not quite all the way. And say,
You want a snack?
You fucking with me?
Oh, I'm not. No. The very idea.
Give me the cheese. I tell you what I know.
All right.
if
Cosmo, could you bring this over to him?
My pleasure. And I grab it with one claw and like fly down to the floorboard, and I place it far enough away where he has to actually like come out from under the floorboards to grab it.
All right, no funny business, bird brain. He starts to skitter out from under the floorboards towards the cheese. Takes a bite to make sure it's still good. All right. You're gonna want the human in the hood. Tall, dark hood hides his face, but he's been coming by every night for a couple of days now.
Coming by here.
Yeah, what do you think I mean?
Other than the hood, is there anything distinctive about him? Like some sort of smell or something on his boots, perhaps?
No, but he's got these weird eyes.
Does he?
Yeah. Real bright, like glowing.
I don't know if rats can see color, but would you happen to know?
I don't know. But he can do magic too.
You don't say.
I thought maybe he was one of yours.
Unfortunately, I haven't made the acquaintance yet.
He'll be by tonight. Just you wait.
Are there any other hiding places in this apartment?
Well, none of yous are gonna fit under the floorboards. Pantry, probably your best bet.
All right.
I like the sounds of that.
Sounds like a good plan. Apologize that we got off on the wrong foot.
Accepted.
And then I eat him. No, just kidding.
You'll never take me alive!
That wasn't the plan.
The idea.
He starts dragging some of the cheese back under the floorboards.
All
You need
right.
anything else?
I don't think so.
Dagger in my mouth, yeah, like a pirate.
Yes. Right. Careful in the pantry. Never know what you're gonna find on the shelves back there.
That loaf of bread's been in there way too long. A bunch of half-eaten bags of tortilla chips.
Hey, you can make jokes all you want, Foxy, but I don't know a lot of humans that have bloody floors in their pantry. Drags cheese under the floorboards. Now fuck off!
Well, let's go check out the pantry.
Tally-ho.
Yeet.
You don't eat anything. You just head toward the pantry. You sort of edge open the small door in the corner of the kitchen, and you can see a few shelves, a few hanging herbs and things like that. And then in the back, sort of up against the wall and on the floor in front of you, is just this kind of dark stain.
Is there like... I started this quest for secret hatches and found the rat, so... See if I... Is there something like a false panel to the back of the pantry here? Or is the stain dripping down from something?
No, it's just on the floor. But yeah, you go and sort of nose around the wall, and as you kind of push into the back planks of the wall of the pantry, it shifts. And then opens.
I think that's a bingo.
I don't think that's how that game works.
I've never played it.
I can tell. What he said. Are there any seasonings in the pantry?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Any seasoning?
There's the salt.
Okay, I'm gonna take the salt and I'm gonna take it with me.
Okay, you take a little bag of salt.
Cool.
I
Let's
grabbed
check this out.
I grabbed
in
the
case it's
cumin
ghosts.
while we're going through, just in case.
No.
No? Okay.
She doesn't have that kind of money. She's a musician. Well, there's a couple. I mean, there's pepper and some hanging garlic bulbs, probably. I don't know.
Just in case there are vampires.
Guilty of some crime.
Cosmo, you take a small bag of salt and sort of push through the now open sort of back panel of the pantry, and you find yourself in a small stone room covered in blood. He's gross. There are some things sort of scrawled on the walls. There's just a lot of bloods and bones sort of hanging around in here. And in the center, there is kind of a large stone block of some sort with some bones sitting on top of it.
I would like to inspect the bones.
Okay.
See if I can tell how these bones came to be.
She probably put them there.
Touché.
You're a bird.
I would like to inspect the bones.
You can roll clever.
Let's see what the bones have to tell me. 4.
Just
She
can't help
probably
it.
put them there.
These
on-
bones belong to something that was once alive.
They belong in a museum.
These bones belong in a museum.
Fucking Columbo over here.
You just can't help yourself and just stack all the bones into different piles. Is that a crow thing or a raven? I don't know. Maybe not.
Don't know.
Might be thinking of a different bird. So, in here, are there places to hide?
Behind the in the bones, behind the sort of big stone piece that is in the center of the room, you could probably hide on one side of that, or in a pile of bones.
Fox, how fierce are you? Plus,
2.
alright.
He's too fox, too furious.
2
I'm
fox,
gonna-
2 furious.
I'm gonna flip the dagger over to you.
I don't think I've ever used one of these things. Which end do I hold?
The one that doesn't hurt.
Instead of like biting the hilt, you just put the whole thing in your mouth. Just like,
And that's how Fox McCloud.
oh.
And that's why Fox McCloud lost his legs.
I
say you just carry however you like to.
All right then. I guess I just do what I saw Tom doing.
You just hold it in your mouth, I guess. You can't really use a knife, you're a fox.
No, but
We'll see.
I've played
Give
enough
me the
Dark
knife.
Souls to know that I can just run past
know.
things with it. You just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Okay, sure. As Cosmo from the stone altar in the center says, "Give me the knife."
I got it.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is the perfect foreshadowing moment.
Oh wait, I forgot about the foreshadowing. I hand him the knife.
Thank you. Is there anywhere to perch up high in this room, or if not, I'm going to hide in the pile of bones?
No, you're pretty much limited to behind the altar or in some small piles of bones.
All right, in the pile of bones I go.
Okay, into a pile of bones. Is everyone hiding in piles of bones? Is that what's happening?
I'll just hide behind the stone for now
Okay,
and sharpen my claws on the stone.
that's really intense. Fox
'Cause it
McCloud?
feels good.
If I were to, so piles of bones, is up top. So we got low. I guess whatever's like opposite side of the room is from where Tom is at. If there's another pile of bones or something I can get
Sure,
behind,
yeah.
or does the
There's
door?
bones in here.
Wait, does this door swing inward or go back?
It swings inward into the room you're currently in.
Okay, I'm on the opposite side of the door from where it swings inward, so I'll be obscured by the door once it opens.
Okay. Everybody roll for Sly.
Six.
6.
13.
Well, okay, sure. As you all take up your hiding spots, you hear, because again, it's not a very large little house, little hut here. You hear from the other room a knock on the door and some shuffling as Minerva, you assume, goes to open it. You hear some hushed human voices as the door shuts, and then you hear footsteps, 2 sets, coming your way. And that is a great place to take a break.
All right.
Okay.
So thanks for watching with us so far, everybody. We will be back very shortly after we take a quick break to see how this, whatever it is, resolves. See you in just a minute. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for hanging out with us during our break. We are here to play more The Witch is Dead. So we're going to pick back up right where we left off as the 3 of you, Crow, Fox, and Cat, are hiding in this sort of weird stone murder room with an altar in the middle in the piles of bones and behind a bloody altar. You hear sort of 2 sets of footsteps coming in behind you. The door kind of swinging open. Fox McCloud hiding behind it as these 2 figures make their way into the room. One of them you recognize as Minerva, the bard from the tavern before. The other you don't. A sort of older human man with a dark blue hood pulled up over his head, and he's sort of carrying something as he walks into the room behind Minerva, and they sort of talk back and forth, mumbling to each other as he sets what looks like a wooden carving, like a totem, onto the altar in the shape of what looks like a woman. And they sort of talk back and forth for a little bit. He sort of asks her in kind of vague tones or vague terms how things are progressing, and she kind of waffles back and forth, saying, working on it, but this isn't, the easiest thing to put together and everything. And he is sort of in this deeper voice as well. As long as it's ready by the festival, we'll be all right. Do you do anything?
I don't know if I can see them from behind the door that I'm at, but does the guy can I see his eyes?
You can kind of see his face obscured under this hood. He's looking for glowing eyes. Yeah, I think at one point sort of comes around the altar, kind of turns towards you, and you see this kind of grizzled, older face, like stubble on it, and these just like very bright. Foxes see color?
I have no idea.
Why not? These like bright green eyes as he like takes the hood down to sort of talk to Minerva in earnest.
I look up at Cosmo, give a series of elaborate hand signals that to communicate danger, go time, Operation Knife Drop.
I will burst out of the pile of bones and take flight and try and do my patented knife drop into the glowing-eyed man.
Okay, roll for fierce.
Nine.
Okay, that's a difficult task, I would say. This is difficult. So, in much drama, I don't know. Come on. Where's some drama music? There's some drums, that's exciting. Cosmo bursts out of this pile of bones with a great crow caw, flying up and dropping a knife onto the man with the bright green eyes.
He knows
It-
Ka McGraw.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
I guess karate would have been easier. Sorry.
It's okay. Both equally good.
Yeah.
You cause him to flap up and drop the knife, and it kind of sinks into his shoulder, and he lets out this like cry of pain, like holding on to it. As Minerva has sort of jumped at the explosion of bones behind her, and confused because there's a bird with a knife. You see her sort of look up toward you, and then her eyes go this like bright sort of glowing red color. We're just gonna pretend you guys
Oh,
can
no.
see color because I don't want to belabor the point every time. And she looks up at you and then back to the man, who is sort of pulling, like wrenching this knife out of his shoulder, as in his hand you can see this sort of glowing fire start to form, as he like launches this mote of fire in your general direction, Cosmo. You are able at first, this first one, to dodge out of the way because of your excellent, I don't know, knife dropping skills. You sort of circle around and get out of the way, but the three of you are in quite a bit of danger right now. What do you do?
I go running. I come out from behind the door, and I want to go running up behind the guy with the knife in his back, shooting the fire, and just like bite into his calves, try to bring him down.
Okay, roll for fierce.
God damn, that's a
You-
3.
That's super fail, so you're going to take a point of danger as you run up. I think Minerva sort of sees you coming and warns him, so he is able to sort of kick out, and his foot sort of connects with you, your little fox body, and you go kind of tumbling across the floor and skittering into a pile of bones with a crash. Tom?
So, does the pantry have regular pantry things in it?
Mhm.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first, from behind the stone, I'm gonna quickly snatch up the idol they put on it
Okay.
in my mouth,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna try to run past the melee and violently rip apart bags of flour
Okay.
and hopefully cause enough of a cloud to obscure everyone's vision.
A smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, there's a lot going on there. I want to say fierce for
Okay.
this one. Well, maybe sly because it's such a good plan.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do sly.
Okay.
It's a 5.
No, that's a fail. You mark a point of danger. You manage to hop up onto the altar, grab onto the small totem of this figure of a woman that he has set down, and grab it. But as you leap off, you sort of misjudge the distance, and you get tangled up in the cloak that is sort of flowing behind this man, and you can't see, and it's like you're stuck in a bag, and it's all very upsetting. So you all hear Tom sort of spitting and hissing and maybe growling. He is wrapped up in the man's cloak currently. So he has sort of turned on you and is trying to shake you free, as Minerva has sort of panicked and said, "They know something's going on," and she starts to like scramble for the door and run out the pantry.
What does she
Greenhouse.
What does she have in her pantry? Were there like sacks of potatoes or
Pantry stuff.
Can
Some
I s-
potatoes, some bags of flour, some garlic, some.
What I would like to do is use my plant growth spell on the potatoes and try to grow one so big that it blocks off the entryway.
Okay.
There's nothing in
roll
the spell that tells me I
for-
can't do that.
No, you can just, yeah, potato's a plant. Listen, you don't really have to justify things to me. Do you guys know me?
Ryan, you're muted, but that is also something I've always wanted. I hate hearing as a DM, and I want to say
You could also those hanging garlic bulbs.
that too. Well, at first I was thinking the
And, like,
flower.
around their necks and
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What do I roll?
Nice.
I don't know. What's
Roll. There's no roll for potato.
no? There's no roll for potato. There's no really roll for magic. I guess I'm gonna just say
Clever, because I'm calculating the dimensions of the
To-
potato I would need
Yeah.
to.
Well, clever is to understand and interact with humans, but I guess I'll extend that to like human things that humans.
Human
sure, clever.
potatoes.
Roll for clever.
Understand
I don't
and
care. I
interact with
assume you're
potato.
arguing for clever because that's the one you're good at, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Get
Which,
it?
if I roll another one,
Zoinks. Okay,
Not
you mark a
good
point
enough.
of danger.
okay, I'm at 3
Y'all are
danger.
coming up on being able to be put in serious danger. Those danger points climbing up. So
I rolled another 1 in
the-
case anyone watching wants to know. So that was a total of 3.
yeah, 1 on a d10. So the magic goes bad. You tell me how it goes bad. What'd you do wrong? You only know one spell. How'd you fuck it up?
Maybe I tried to grow the potatoes too fast and they just exploded.
Okay.
And
You left
potato
it in the microwave
shrapnel.
for too long?
Yeah, got me.
So yeah, you all hear this like blast and this just like splat of hot potato that has sort of exploded over the interior of the pantry and kind of knocked its way into the room. There's just like potato bits everywhere. Cosmo.
I would like to make flame on her clothes.
Minerva, okay.
I would like to set her on fire.
That seems like fierce to me.
4.
Yeah, you're gonna fail and mark a. Boy, you guys are doing so good earlier when you weren't fighting a big
Woo!
magic man. You are going to mark a point of danger, and your spell goes bad.
Yep.
How bad? How does it go bad? What did you do
How?
wrong?
Maybe I missed and I hit the potatoes. How flammable are potatoes?
These ones extremely. you guys don't know. Have you ever tried to set a potato on fire? Any of you?
I bet like these potatoes
I think so.
specifically are flammable.
You don't know.
They're
These
magic
are-
potatoes.
These are a bard grew these, so who knows what the fuck's going on with them. You sort of let off this mote of fire from your your crow beak. I don't know.
Pecker.
You yell.
One more time.
Up.
I refuse to say that word. But it's funny when you guys say it. You call out the ancient crow word for fire, and a mote of flame sprouts from your beak and hits not Minerva, but the potatoes and unfortunately all of the very flammable sacks that they were kept in. As sort of around the doorway, all of this this burlap and this potato skin and everything just kind of erupts, and you all smell bacon potatoes. But it's bad because also part of the room is on fire. The man sort of has Tom sort of wrapped up in his cloak and starts to try to push you out of it and like flaps his cloak one good time. And are you? He's trying to get you off it. Are you hanging on to it, or are you going to let him?
I think
extricate you?
by instinct I'm just like clinging,
Okay.
Like-
So
clawing in, like
Tom with sharp cat claws sort of latched into the cloak. He tries to knock you off of it, and is going to attempt to also run out of the room and away. You can roll plus fierce to try to hang on if you want,
sure. Why not?
or you can let go.
I
But
could.
you're also gonna have to roll plus fierce because if you guys ever seen a cat have their claws stuck in something.
yeah. I'm gonna try to hang on. Rolled a 6.
Oh, that's not good enough.
Okay.
Sorry. So you also take a point of danger.
'Kay.
How are we doing on danger? Let's have a quick danger check-in.
2.
3.
Dang. Okay, keep track of those because if you ever roll equal to or below it,
You die.
you're in big trouble. You could die, but that's boring. We do other stuff. It's so. Tom, I think you managed to hang on with sort of one paw as the man is sort of running through the door, sort of realizing the weight is still there, unhooks his cloak, and you go like crashing to the ground and kind of tumbling into another pile of bones as the two of them sort of run out of the room, out of the house, away.
The
from
house
you.
is on fire, so we accomplished something.
Yeah. So did they both get past, or just the old man?
Both of them.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll begin to leave the apartment as well, kind of
Yeah.
limping, and I will knock on the loose floorboard and say, "You might want to find another place soon," and then continue to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right behind.
Yeah.
Okay. You all head out of the house. I'm gonna have you all roll for quick to try to chase them down. You can see them as you come out of the house as they like run sort of down the road. They're heading sort of
Well, there
towards
they go.
the edge of town, past the altar. Dang, you guys, that is being built for the Harvest Festival, and out into the forest nearby.
So I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Cosmo falling a little bit behind, but doing your best to keep up with your land-based friends.
Maybe Fizzle's on fire a little bit.
Oh, it's because I'm carrying this knife.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no,
yeah,
I
you have a
forgot
big
about
ass knife, so you're
Because
slow.
no, I dropped it. So
Did the knife get left behind?
nah, I picked it back up. That's why
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
flying
we're
so
trying to
slow.
frame that woman in the bar.
So you're a little bit slow. Please don't jump on that. You're a little bit slow, but trailing behind your two furry friends who are booking it down the road. And I think as you all sort of run or fly past, you can hear shouting and some drama.
Can
Um,
I have an idea? They're ahead of us and running ahead of us, and we're going like through like the town square area where they were setting up for like the festival. Maybe there's like a big barrel of produce or something, or wine or something like that. And I want to knock it over and try to roll it down to smash into them.
Yeah.
okay.
Is there anyone carrying a large pane of glass across the road ahead?
There might be. It depends on how well the wine people do.
Okay.
And are there two delivery men struggling with cartons and cartons and cartons of eggs just stacked on top of each other?
Yeah, there's also in one window some men who have set up a pulley system and they're just lifting a piano on a rope.
Maybe
Roll.
some kids with bags of marbles that's like one thread ripping away from them just spilling all over the road.
Yeah, there are also some other children unrelated to those just playing jacks in the middle of the plaza on the ground. Hi, buddy.
They're playing with banana peels.
Yeah, they're just throwing
Sorry.
them everywhere. It's a disaster. Roll plus fierce to push
To do a
this
barrel
thing
roll.
over. To do a
my
literal
God.
barrel roll.
Fox McCloud doing a barrel roll. That's good.
Had to wait a long time. Well,
And you're gonna
do I
have to
get
wait
it?
even longer.
Do I get advantage because I'm Fox McCloud doing a barrel roll?
No, you get a
Okay,
failure
that's
and
a
a point
4.
of danger.
Well,
Well,
as my
you gotta
danger is
watch those
going up,
danger points.
as my danger is going up, my rolls are going up. So I don't think I'll ever roll underneath it.
Actually, Fox McCloud never does a barrel roll. He does an aileron roll. There's a difference.
I kill
Cosmo
Cosmo
also
with
gets
my.
a point of danger. I'm kidding. But Cosmo, from up top, as you sort of fly behind them, you see Fox McCloud, just big. It's almost like you can see the light bulb over his head as he starts charging toward this barrel of wine and just
Push.
runs into it, like paws ready, like I am gonna do this, push it over, and just like crushes the front of his face, just like smacks his face on it, and just kind of
Nice.
falls over. It's
Nice.
hilarious.
I have a sudden idea as well.
Okay.
All right, so is the piano? Are they
I
going
said
to
it.
run?
No, I said it was there. It's there.
Are they going to run under the piano?
I probably.
They have
Okay,
to.
I'm going to try and time this because Fox McCloud was talking about we may not be able to hold knives very well, but all we have to do is hold on and run past things. So I'm just gonna try and cut the rope that's holding the piano.
They're
up.
using a pulley system
they're
to
running.
lift this. It wouldn't be a piano in Fantasyland. What would it be? Like a harpsichord
Sure.
or something?
just a.
an organ.
I was gonna say just
An
a
organ.
really big musician. It's like
He's a giant. He's an actual giant. No,
Yeah.
it's just a big ass
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
organ. Yeah.
It's just a big.
It's just a
ass.
big ass.
It's just a big.
They're lifting.
One big
They're lifting
ass.
a donkey.
Which, if you slap it right, it sings a lovely tune. I don't know.
Every time I run one of these games, there's always a point when I'm like, "Yep, that's it. We did it. This is it."
What have we done?
They're using a pulley system to pull a big organ up onto a stage, where they're gonna have some music. But ready for it. Roll for fierce. Cosmo to drop an organ on a fool.
Someone has to succeed on one of these rolls. Well,
No, not Cosmo though.
5.
That's
Oh,
a
boy.
5. So yeah, you sort of fly past, connecting and cutting the rope. But unfortunately, the rope is much thicker than the dagger can cut through on one pass, and you're just a little crow. And so you kind of get halfway through, and the dagger sticks, and you can let go of it, and it's probably just going to be stuck there and keep going, or you can hang on to it, but it's going to hurt.
I'll let go.
Okay, you let go of the dagger. You don't have to take a point of danger because you relinquished your weapon. This is now it's Apocalypse World rules up in this game, and you sort of flap away and continue to follow them.
So I am running a little bit behind where they're running, and I'm going underneath this organ with the that's halfway cut underneath. Am I in trouble? I don't know. Well, I don't think I noticed. I'm just watching them. Do I get smushed?
I don't want you to get smushed.
I have. Don't worry. I got 8 more lives. I'm good. Well, actually 7. I have not been eating very well. I've not been taking care of my body.
You gave one to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Are you just sort of continuing to give chase and like run after
Yeah.
the two of them? Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll for quick then.
Okay.
Let this cat out.
Okay. Huh. That looks okay. 7, chat. Hey.
Yeah, you're just running. I think 7 is enough. So, you bringing up the rear, sort of charge after your big cat body, sort of going along the whatever path. It's a dirt road. It's a dirt road. I just made it one. And as you sort of get past the where they're lifting up the organ, kind of at the last second, you get all the way through, and then you all hear this crash as this large instrument sort of crashes to the ground. Tom, just behind you, but you're okay, and you make it past. So you follow them as the two of them sort of run off into the woods, disappearing into the trees.
That's the end. They got away.
Did I keep up enough to pursue, or are they gone?
I think you can tell which way they went. It would not be too difficult to sort of follow them. It's just a matter of if you want to go kind of crashing through the trees and the underbrush to just sort of give chase.
Okay. I'll wait till everyone kind of catches up and we can.
I know I'm very far behind because I smashed into a barrel. So what I do, the music changed. I don't know if this action's going to be appropriate for the level of intensity we're going for right now.
You want.
I notice a kid flying a kite in the courtyard.
Okay.
I want to steal his kite and use it as a paraglider to go chasing after them.
Okay. Roll for.
So okay, well, okay.
Now, how are you going to steal a kite out of the sky?
He hasn't put it in the sky yet. He's holding it. He's trying to get it up. His dad's not helping him. He's too busy drinking. He doesn't really understand. He keeps like throwing it in the air, and then it keeps hitting the ground. And the dad just kind of waves him off every time he asks for help. And
We still trying to get you to do a barrel roll? Is that where this is leading to?
no, it has nothing to do with that. I just wanted
It's
to.
like
Roll 2. Now there's a roll for stealing, but in this situation, are you just gonna like do a flyby and just try to like grab it from him?
Yeah.
Then roll plus fierce.
Okay.
oh god.
Is it equal to or under your current danger, or is it just?
It's equal to.
I think it's equal to.
All right, that is equal to my current danger. That's a 4.
Uh-oh. So things are taking a turn. You sort of charging through town, Fox McCloud, sort of run up to this child who's just trying to fly his kite the best that he knows how. In the midst of the harvest festival. You run up to him and try to grab onto the kite, but it's a very thin material, and you're sort of all claws and teeth. So you go and try to like grab the edge of it with your fox jaws, but one of your teeth gets stuck, and you're stuck in the kite. And so the kid starts screaming and panicking, and sort of throws a kite on the ground. And his dad, who was right there supervising him the whole time,
Apparently a good
runs up and sort of grabs the kite and you, and is just muttering about stupid vermin, and like has you by the scruff of the neck. And you all, the rest of you see this as someone has sort of picked up Fox like a kitten, and is sort of taking him off toward the sort of side of town.
It's gonna go put me down.
Wait, I see this happen?
Yep.
All right, I yell to Tom, "You go on, we'll catch up!" And I veer down.
Catch him
Gonna put the dramatic music back on.
for the potatoes.
Yep. And I'm gonna fly down. I'm basically gonna dive bomb this guy.
Okay.
And as I do it, with my claws, I want to rip open the bag of salt that I have and aim for the eyes.
Dirty. I'm gonna have you roll for fierce, but I'm gonna give you a +1 for ingenuity.
Cool. 8.
Yep. That's enough.
Awesome.
So you either dive bomb the man, ripping open the bag of salt, and just the spray of salt goes right into his face. And Fox McCloud, he, just for a second, lets you go.
Okay.
Plummeting to the ground. I say plummeting. You're fox-sized. It's not that far.
All right. I hit the ground and I start to run. I do, just because it's stuck in my claws, a piece of the red fabric that from the kite is stuck there, and so I just like pull it off, and just because I gotta do something, I just like tie it around my neck like a little bandana. Yeah.
Okay. Now you look cool.
Because I gotta put it somewhere.
You would like to try to get away, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll quick. Try to get away. +1 because the man can't see you.
And my danger is 5 now, or is it still 4?
It is still 4.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. If you got captured again, I did not know what I was gonna do.
Now I can lower my danger from running away from my problems. Is this running away from my problems?
Well, yeah, you have to get away though.
Okay.
But yeah, you do. You with Cosmo's help and ingenious use of the most basic of seasonings, he swoops off, and Fox McCloud, you run toward the general direction in which you saw Tom going before. So yes, you all can lose. How many danger do you have? How are we? Danger check in.
4.
Dos.
Everybody can lose 2 points of danger.
Ooh.
Let's do. Let's put this back off right now. Tom, did you continue to head off into the forest, or you gonna wait for your friends?
Yes.
Okay. You head off into the trees, sort of following the trail that Minerva and the man have left. And after a couple of minutes sort of following the trail, you start to hear movement up ahead and some human voices.
Sumpter, or like.
Would you say
Probably
you
so.
sneak?
Yeah.
Right. I'll have you roll for sly.
Okay.
Here we go. Boink. 13.
Goodness. Yep. They don't even. No one knows you're there. Have you ever even existed? No one's really sure.
I forgot where I was.
You don't even know where you are. Yeah, you sneak up to what is the edge of a little clearing in these in them their woods. So spooky.
The Denver Woods.
And things get spooky.
What time of day is it?
It is the afternoon. Sort of moving into evening, the sun is starting to go down, and you can see off to one side this sort of large harvest moon starting to rise. That might be too spooky, but we'll live with it for right now. You hear a couple of human voices sort of arguing about. At first, you're not sure what about. They're sort of going back and forth about preparations and about things like that. And then finally, I don't like this much. Finally, you hear Minerva, I think sort of her voice you're used to at this point, sort of snap and say, now listen, it's not that easy to write a song for something like this. I've been working on it really hard, and I just feel like you're not taking me that seriously. And they're sort of arguing back and forth, and you kind of peek through the trees into the clearing, and you can see what looks like a large altar of some sort set up, mostly made out of wood and things like that, but in kind of off to one side of the clearing there is this large wood carving, again of a woman.
I just kind of spit out the statue I have in my mouth and just kind of compare them to.
Exactly the same.
But it takes me a very long time. Just like, oh, back of the mouth. Okay. If it looks exactly the same, there's no like extra details on this larger edifice.
The big one I think you notice is painted to a degree. There are sort of where her eyes are, there is this kind of bright green spattered across, and she has this long kind of pretty slapdash painted red hair.
Like the story.
Okay, so how many of them are there? Is more than 3, I wager.
Yeah, so you see the two that you were chasing sort of standing near this large altar and sort of wooden statue type thing, and then off to the side there are a couple of other folk wearing these like blue cloaks and kind of milling about awkwardly, because it's awkward when people argue in front of you.
All right. Let's see. Probably the smartest thing for me to do is just slink away and try to rejoin everybody else. Yeah.
Okay. You sort of slink back into the underbrush and wait for your friends to show up. And as you do, nobody hears it but you, but one of your paws sort of crunches down on something that sounds a little bit different from the leaves and dirt that you're used to. It's a piece of paper that someone has dropped on their frantic run
Litterbug.
into the forest.
What does it say? I read it with my eyes. We cower here beneath your gaze that set the earth and sky ablaze. We pray your hellish fire will scrub us clean. Well, that can't be a coincidence. It should also be part of the sequence. And yeah,
You don't know.
I don't know. There's no way. There's no way to know. So kind of also tucks that. Do I have a collar actually? My house cat with a collar.
Are you?
I think so. I think
Okay.
I'm a little fancy.
Oh,
So
yeah, got a little fancy collar.
all right, I'll tuck the note into my collar, and then into Orion's belt, and I will make my way back to everyone else.
Okay. Cosmo and Fox. You meet up with your friend Tom, the cat.
That could have gone better.
What happened to your nose?
Oh. You know, just a usual nosebleed from running.
Well, I don't run much, so I wouldn't know anything about that. Must be a runner's thing. I found them in the woods, if you would like to see it. Also,
Yes.
found another piece of the paper. These little bugs left it in the woods.
Then untucks it and kind of nudges it over to whomever is interested.
Do we just have 4 pieces of parchment wrapped around Cosmo's legs right now?
Yeah. They're like,
Technically, you
they're
have
like
5.
leg warmers at this point.
Yeah. All 5 of them.
This whole time, like Fox has had like pockets or something like that, and we could have just used that, but and everyone else is like, anyway, cool.
So yes, you've got your 5 pieces of paper, which could go in any order. You don't know.
So-
Mystery of language.
All right. Well, let's go in there and fuck shit up.
Does anyone find it odd that the parchment that our mother had doesn't follow the same rhyme scheme as everything else? With the last line doesn't rhyme?
Maybe it's sort of a prelude to the poem.
It could be the bridge.
Now I did hear over here. Actually, let's come with me. I'll show you. Then we might be able to hear them say other things. They're trying to write a song for the lady, or for the event. I think the lady statue.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way into the woods.
Into the
Once
woods.
again, into the
See?
woods. As you do, you all hear a couple of things. First, you hear human voices as you creep up in the toward the direction of the clearing and the lady statue and the people that Tom has pointed out to you. You hear one voice that you recognize as the man that you saw before. He is raising his voice and sort of calling out in, you're not sure, a weird prayer or something like that, saying things like, we've done what you asked, we've made the sacrifice, all that good stuff. And as his voice sort of rings out saying the sacrifice is done, you hear some soft music as if from a stringed instrument start to play. And as you sneak up to the clearing, you begin to hear all of these voices call out to their emerald-eyed, fiery-haired lady. You hear a voice sort of calling out in, much the same rhythm as many of the notes you've found so far. And words that you recognize from the burned piece of parchment that you found in Constance's hand. The words in Minerva's voice: unfurl your wings, snuff out the sun. The works of man will be undone. We summon you, O wicked one, Jolene. What do you do?
Now's our chance. I'm gonna go for the guitar. The stringed beast.
Okay. You bust into, I can only play this so long before I get in trouble. You bust into the clearing and head toward the center of this ritual in which Minerva is strumming her guitar. Probably roll for fierce.
I'm rereading this entire thing now, and it's making a lot more sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
9.
That's enough.
And I yell, for the sake of copyright infringement, have at thee! And I try and cut the strings.
And you do, and the music stops with a terrible crashing of wood and the pulling of guitar strings.
I bet a fiddle of gold against your souls to think I'm better than you.
As you have made yourself known, Cosmo, the music stops, and Minerva sort of drops the lute to the ground. The guitar that she was holding sort of in pieces now, and she says, "I knew it. Y'all are that witches, aren't you?"
What's it to you?
I don't know if she can speak Crow. And she says, "Well, it's too late. She's dead. And her life is going to be the one that brings Our Lady back." And her eyes start to glow red, and fire starts to swirl around her hands as she is doing magic and about to throw fire at you. The other two of you, what are you doing?
I am going to race through the clearing and up the statue of Jolene.
Okay. To what end?
I'm going to kind of perch on her shoulders, kind of looped around the back of her head, and then look at them all. I'm going to cough and try to conjure light in the eyes of the statue, as if it trying to make it look like it's responding to me being on it.
Oh, as if Jolene really likes cats.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll to climb up that high.
It is very high.
Which is quick.
I'm a chunk. Okay. Okay, what is
It is something you can sort of. It's like a softwood you can dig your claws into, though. So we'll
nice.
see.
10.
That's plenty. Yeah. So you all see Tom sort of sprint through and claws out, sort of climb up and curl around the neck and shoulders of Jolene. And for casting magic, we'll do. I'll say sly. Little
Nice.
sleight of hand, if you will.
Sly kitty. Snake. Aye. So 4.
But it goes bad. So you curl around. I'm gonna have you take a point of danger.
Mm-hmm.
You curl around sort of the neck and shoulders of the statue, but the light spell works almost too well and burns a little too hot. And at the end of her fiery auburn hair, a little flame erupts.
Oops. And then I get nervous and just kind of crawl a little higher up the head for a little
Okay.
bit as I panic.
Tom lighting an effigy. Crawling up onto the top of this large sculpture. What are the rest of you doing as chaos is sort of erupting from the people who are here to take part in whatever this ritual is?
I assume the person that we have identified as the witch hunter, potentially the one with the weird eyes.
The mean man. Mhm.
Yeah, the mean man. He's here, correct?
Yes. Yeah, he's the one that Minerva was arguing with before. So he's
No, what is
nearby.
the statue made out of?
wood.
Wood. Okay, so you would say wood is still a plant.
Came from a plant.
There's also tree. Oh no, man.
There are trees.
Oh,
I'm
mean,
trying
they're
to
in
go
the
along.
woods.
I know. I sorry. I like where you're going. I didn't see it at first.
Could
We'll say that
I?
they have it's okay. So I said it's very large and very tall. So we'll say that this is still like a living tree. That they have kind of over
Ooh.
time carved this visage.
Okay. I want to
Into.
try to use my plant growth spell to grow the statue in such a very specific way, almost as to make it like its arms move and sort of
Okay.
manipulate in a way, and have one of its Jolene hands just punch the mean man.
You
Now
and I'm
that is
picturing-
not what I thought you were gonna say.
You
No.
know, I feel like this is like a plant version of Akira, like at the end, where in like his like, you know what I mean?
What do you
God.
mean you weren't expecting Sean to say Jolene punch?
I thought you were gonna do what I usually do, which is pretend like I'm the god of the people I'm trying to beat. But
I mean, that'll come from it. I mean, she's a wrathful
Roll-
god.
Jolene punch!
she's an incredibly wrathful god. But she loves cats, so we'll see.
She's about to take this
Um,
man.
Yeah, you can beg her all you
By
want.
the
I
hand.
don't know what to make you roll.
Fierce?
Clever, I guess,
Okay.
or fierce for.
It's the
or
same
fierce
either
for
way.
punching? Just roll.
I mean, I'm
Don't
probably
roll
about to
below
get
a 4.
kidnapped again, so.
Well,
Well, 7. Was it an
Oh.
average punch?
a basic punch. This was at
Just a
least
basic.
challenging.
It's just a basic tree punch.
No, I'm gonna say that's a fail.
What's more
On the
basic than a
very-
punch? Okay.
Complex maneuver. So I'm gonna say you get the spell off, but this is
It does really
way
go
bigger
Akira.
than anything you've ever done. And so
It's got-
Tom, I
just
think
a-
you Tom, under you, I think you feel the wood of this tree, this living sculpture, sort of shifting and moving. But it doesn't punch. It just like this is a bigger thing than I think you've ever tried to grow. So I think it just kind of like it's moving very slowly and oddly, but no punch.
Okay. Do I mark danger, or did I do well enough that I didn't put myself in additional danger?
No, I think you're okay.
Okay.
Cosmo?
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna make flame. I'm gonna
Her
try to give
fiery
that a go
auburn
again.
hair.
And in Minerva's, I'm gonna try and set her clothes on fire again.
Again? Okay. What did I make you roll last time? Fierce. Fierce for setting someone on fire, probably.
Probably. I don't.
We're bad at violence.
That is a 1, so it's a 2.
You mark a point of danger for sure, because you're in the shit, and also
Yep.
dealing with oh wait, what was your danger?
You knocked it down to 0, so I'm back
That's
to
right.
1.
You're right. Okay. Oh, I got nervous there. So
Yeah, me too.
You set off this sort of gout of flame again from the
Yeah.
crow beak, the crow that breathes fire. But it goes.
Just set the statue more on fire.
Yeah, it goes horribly awry, and so now Tom, sort of the hair around you, on the.
Your failures
this-
always make me in danger.
I'm sorry, you're on the big
No.
thing made of
I kn-
wood.
You're an
I know,
easy
I can-
target.
I am.
The hair around you of the statue carving of this woman is on fire, and then Cosmo, sort of off target, starts to dive bomb Minerva, but misses and sets this gout of flame like along the bottom of the statue. So now you're surrounded
Oh,
on
no.
all sides.
I'm living my Shere Khan nightmare realness.
As the people around you start to panic and yell even louder, and I think you see the hunter in the middle of all of this kind of take his hood down again, and kind of throw his arms up to the sky and start to beseech his most powerful eldritch one, Jolene, to come fuck shit up.
Hmm.
Well, that didn't work.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Tom? Because I'm gonna do something
Gosh,
very
I don't
boring.
know what I don't know what I can do. I'm not armed.
We need the eyes.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay up on the fire for a little while longer, and I'm just gonna try to conjure light. Right, like I did it really bright with the statue, so bright that it burned. I'm gonna try to do that, not to burn the eyes, but try to blind the witch hunter.
Our dog is barking and like in her sleep. Just
Aw.
laying there, just like
She has
seizing
no
and barking
idea.
right now.
Poor baby. Oh boy, to try to just like outright blind him.
Or
I'm
actually,
gonna
no.
say?
Sorry, actually
Okay.
not him. Actually don't want to risk messing up and burning his eyes out because we need him. So I'll focus on Minerva.
Okay.
But
Then I maybe roll fierce
fierce, okay.
for I don't know,
5.
scare. Nope, that's not. Nope,
Oh wait,
not
no, I
enough.
got. Or it's me. Never mind. I have 6. It doesn't matter.
Still about.
Yeah.
Nope. Wow, what happened, fam?
I don't know. We're not good. We've never been good at violence. We've been good at everything else in this game, just not
Yep.
being violent.
So you let off this blast of light, and unfortunately, right in the flight path of one Cosmo. Tom, I'm gonna have you mark a point of danger. But Cosmo, this like bright flash of light sort of goes off in front of you, and you kind of go tumbling down, sort of not able to track where you are, and kind of crashing into the ground and somersaulting over yourself. And as everything sort of goes horribly awry, somebody, Fox McCloud probably, because you're the only one not wreathed in fire or temporarily blinded by a big flash of light, you see this sort of dark green light kind of just in a pinpoint for a second start above the head of this flaming statue of Jolene, and then start to grow and grow as if something terrible is happening? What do you do? As the witch hunter is sort of arms to the sky, praying towards this burning statue.
I'm gonna go. I'm just like I said. It's not gonna be exciting. I'm just gonna run up behind him and climb up onto his back, and just actually up onto the back of his head and reach my little fox hands around and just try to rip his eyeballs out.
It could be very exciting. Roll for fierce.
If there was ever a time for me to roll well. God damn, I've rolled the most mediocre shit since the beginning of this game. It's a 6.
Yeah, you're gonna mark a point of danger, and I don't think that's enough as you sort of climb up on the back of the witch hunter and try to claw his eyes out, but he is ready for you, empowered by these prayers that he is sort of calling out, and he sort of reaches around and grabs you and starts to pull you off of him.
Yep. Sounds right. Can I at least try to wrap him up enough and struggle enough with him pulling me off, trying to wrestle me off of him, that it maybe gives an opportunity for one of my companions to do the same?
He's pretty engaged right now with a fox, and also summoning an old one from the Eldritch Depths.
As you do.
So yeah, Cosmo and/or Tom.
I will dust myself off, see that my friend McLeod is in danger, and I will go to his rescue, and I'm going to try and gouge the witch hunter's eyes out.
All right, roll for fierce.
With my big, meaty claws. What happened to my roll 20?
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm trying. Oh well. Roll. What? Fierce?
A D10
What am I rolling?
plus fierce.
3.
Yeah, mark point of danger.
We're not very good at the violence thing.
No.
As Cosmo sort of barrel rolls past and sort of just careens into a tree. Tom, you one last hurrah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to run along the weird growths of the statue. Try to do a big pounce and down and try to just claw at the witch hunter.
Roll fierce.
I got a 9.
That's enough. So Tom, sort of in a last-ditch effort, makes his way
Very
across
heavy.
Yeah.
Very
The
Just use your
branches-
girth.
and you sort of pounce and just crash down into the face of the witch hunter. So you all hear this cat scream and this human scream as Tom goes for the eyes. And you do. You gouge his eyes out.
And I'm just
It's disgusting and you hate it probably. But yeah, you do this, and the witch hunter sort of lets out a scream and a sort of clawing at his face. And in that moment, everything around you, except for the screaming of the witch hunter, sort of goes quiet as everyone sees this sort of bright green light sort of emanating from the top of the statue. And Tom, as you sort of claw these eyes out and are juggling these eyeballs, trying to figure out what to do with them, you all hear a voice seemingly coming from the statue. Sort of quiet at first.
It's ouch, 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 ouch.
It's, God damn it. You hear, Well, y'all have really made a mess of things.
Ooh.
I put one of the eyeballs in my mouth, and I tried to hand the other one over to Fox to carry.
Okay, I'll carry the other one.
I just look up at the statue with the eyeball also in my mouth, looking.
Here, kitty.
Don't fall for it.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Said don't fall for it.
Take a step forward.
I squirted with a squirt bottle that I've been carrying with me this whole time.
Yeah, that stuns me.
He's stunned. He's paralyzed for 1 round. You all hear this voice now. Now get on up. And the rest of y'all will listen to me. These little furry creatures will come to no harm. Well, feathered too.
Thanks.
You can spit it out, honey. Yeah. And y'all worked real hard here today and bested, I would think, some humans who call themselves my followers devoted. I don't know. They're not doing a very good job, so.
All right, then we're just gonna mosey on back to our home, and nice to meet you, Mrs. Jolene.
Mrs. Jolene's mom. Take his eyes. He deserves it.
Hey,
And
you
bring
heard the
Constance
lady. Let's
back.
get out of here.
Bring Constance back. And tell her I said hello.
Yes, ma'am, Mrs. Jolene's mom.
I guess I'm still carrying the little statue with me as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe you could tell her yourself.
Fair enough. The statue, the little idol that you're holding, sort of glows for a second, just with the same little light that comes out of your spell sometimes. And then it dissipates. And everything is quiet. And you have some eyeballs to deal with.
Nice.
Just kind of like,
All right.
hey, bye.
Let's go.
Bye. Bye.
You start to leave the.
Before I do, I've been holding it for so long. I pee on the witch hunter.
Just, it feels so good.
Yeah, just okay. Just in case I need to find him again too.
You mark your territory, and you head off. And as the 3 of you reach the edge of the clearing and head off into the woods back towards the witch hunt, you hear sort of the people that were involved in this misguided and awful ritual all start screaming. But you don't care because you have the
I
eyeballs you
care.
need.
Thanks, Jolene.
Maybe
Is
it's
it
a
some
happy
little statue up?
scream.
You make your way back home with some eyeballs and a new statue and a knife. Maybe. Oh no, you left the knife
Yeah. Some say it's still in the rope.
to this very day. You make your way back as the sun has finally set and the blood moon is rising into the hut of the witch, Constance, your mother, and you place the eyes near her and repeat the spell that you found tucked into her grimoire. And after a moment, you see, starting at sort of the tips of her fingers, the color start to return to her. And after a moment, she opens her blue eyes and sort of props herself up and looks around at all of you and says, "Well, how do you like that?"
I like it very much.
Do you know someone named Jolene?
She starts to laugh. Have you been reading my books again?
Nope.
I just go perch on her shoulder and nuzzle her.
Now, I have to say, I don't know what transpired, but I imagine I'm very proud of all of you.
Thanks, Ma.
And what do you know about Jolene?
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 Jolene!
Oh, Jolene. And then what's the statuette? Oh, I have it. I have it on the counter, but then I'm like, I present it, and then like I can't help myself, and I knock it off.
She laughs and picks it up and sort of looks at it and is like, "Well, seems like y'all got up to a lot while I was sleeping. Don't worry." And she sort of rolls over and stands up, a little unsteady, and then kind of steadies herself and goes over to her mantle and kind of sets little Jolene in the middle and says, "She'll take care of us." And that's where we're gonna end. You did it! Good job! You saved
Yay!
your
We saved
mom!
Mom!
Mama saved.
Save it.
David.
Save
Mother is saved.
Mama is saved.
Good job, everybody. So yeah, that was nonsense.
That was?
But I thought it was really fun. So if you like the idea, everyone out there watching, first of all, if you're still watching at this point, what are you doing? And also, thanks. And I hope you had a good time. I'll post probably the notes that I gave you, all. Oh, I'll show you the final one without the burn mark at the bottom. Here, everyone can see what the final word was that was burned out of the note.
It did rhyme.
It rhymed at the end.
It always rhymes at the end.
Because they were summoning Jolene. I'll post the full thing that I have. But if you like the idea of Jolene, the Eldritch one, good news.
And who doesn't?
There's a Warlock patron for D&D 5e that's just Jolene. You can find it on Reddit. Jolene the Eldritch one, and also a full song version, some of which I took
Nice.
inspiration from. A lot of this I wrote myself, so hopefully it was terrible, but thanks Reddit. You're great for finding ideas for one-shots. But it was really fun. I'll post the stuff that I have. Hope you guys had a good time.
We just had
And,
5 subs gifted in the
my
chat
Wow.
from an anonymous gifter.
Well, I can't, an anonymous gifter. So thank you, Jolene. I can only assume that's who that was. So we'll pray to our Lady Jolene. Thank you for the subs. We appreciate all your support. That's really nice. I hope everybody had a good time. We have maybe some more one-shots and video game streams coming for you in the next few days. Dylan's been doing some VR streams, and some fun stuff is happening. And then we have a couple of regularly scheduled things on Saturday. Come back at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a new episode of Saturday Night's Thunderball.
Thunderball.
Thank you. It is D&D, but also sports. It's really fun. We're having a really good time. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have a new episode of Slaying 101, which is the Monster of the Week game that I run here on the channel. And we are sort of finishing up a mystery, and hopefully everyone doesn't die. And we can get into an interlude and some fun character stuff. So now's a great time to jump on board for that. And then a lot of fun stuff in between. On Thursday, that's the 2nd, I think, getting into April, we'll have a new episode at 8 p.m. Eastern Time of All Myths Are True, which is another game that I run. It's Tales from the Loop. It's like kids on bikes solving weird sci-fi mysteries, and it's really fun too. So got a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you enjoyed this, come back for the real shows that we plan for. Anybody else want to say anything? Announcements? Any?
Nope, nothing. But I'm sure there'll be lots more one shots over the next couple weeks with everything going on.
I've got at least 6 more country songs rolling around in my head, so
Oh
get
God!
ready.
Well, now we're ready for it.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody had a good time playing. Thank you for playing with me, my friends.
Thank you for running
today.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Wunderbar.
thanks for watching, and we will see you, if not before then, Saturday. But until then, good game, and good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.